Today we continue with our class laws of Yom Tov, and we start from Sefer Shmiras Haloshon, and the topic is at all costs. If one finds himself embroiled in feud, he dare not to rest until he has fully intricated himself from it. One must strive with every ounce of resolve to remove himself from strife, no matter how difficult it may be. Okay, so let's do it again and try to understand. So it's not such an easy thing, right? If one finds himself embroiled in a feud, so basically one side would ask you to join them for sure, right? He dares not to rest until he has fully extricated from himself from the feud. So we should not be there, basically. Who is right, who is wrong is a different story. One must strive with every ounce to resolve to remove himself from the strife, no matter how difficult it may be. The Torah relates that initially the On, Ben Peles, was among the leaders of the Korach's camp in his rebellion against Moshe. Okay, we know this story. Yet he managed to separate himself from Korach group, and thus was not punished when their time came. So it was actually not him alone. He did not have a courage to do that. So who was it? His holy wife, right? That's expression in the Talmud. There is one wife who builds and a wife that destroys. So his wife, on Ben Palace, is actually the wife who builds, right? So she saved him, and it's very interesting. What did she do? She said, he said, no, but they need me. How come? I already promised to come, and now I'm going to break my word. So there are clowns. Sometimes people they try to insist to be honest and keeping their word in things where they have to run away, and in all other things they forget about their word. Okay. It's very like matter of convenience. So he said, I gave him the word, I'm going to come to join them. He said, no worry, just have a dinner and have some wine. And she put him to sleep with his wine. Okay, that's why that's the reason I don't drink wine on Shabbos day or on the Yom Tov. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sleepy. How are you going to study? Okay, even though it says better to do mitzvah with wine, but better not to if you want to learn. Okay, so she went. He went to bed, right? And she uncovered her hair. It's very interesting. Sat next to the entrance to the tent. And guess what? All of this wicked, the lawless people who technically were going against God, saw this woman, this married woman, uncovered hair. What did they do? Turn back and never come back. That shows that even though they were low lives, but they saw this hair of the married woman as nakedness. Very interesting. So one does not contradict another. Continue. Same as in the Gehinom, there are people who are actually Shomer Shabbos. So it says clearly when Shabbos comes, so you don't right. They going back to Gehinom because the fire is off. And they actually roaming free in the Gehinom, right? So that's actually like a bonus for them for keeping Shabbos. Very nice. But they in Gehinom for other things. Do not be convinced by the evil inclinations argument that incitements that, for example, it is below one's dignity not to follow through the dispute until victory is achieved. Better to experience embarrassment on this world than be shamed in the world above, in the presence of the entire heavenly assembly. So let's read it again. It's again pertained into what we said before, right? So do not be convinced of this evil inclination argument of incitement that, for example, its behavior below one's dignity not to follow through the dispute until victory achieved. So you see there is it is a dispute, and they making you involved, and you understand that it's wrong to be involved in that thing. So just stop, just run away, just disconnect your phone, block all of the people who might call you. That's it. It's very, very simple, like it never happened. Okay, so this blocking thing, I think it's one of the best invention. Just block and that's it. They cannot reach you. Okay, right? So don't follow through. Just drop everything and run away. Better to experience embarrassment in this world than the shame in the world above. That's it. So in front of the heavenly assembly. Okay, so especially today, most of this machlokas, as we said, it's not for the sake of heaven. Not. Okay. So continue. Our sages state, better that a person be called a fool all his life than be considered a wicked person even for a moment before the omnipresent. It's from Mishnah Idios 5:6. Okay, so it's better to be called fool all of a person's life. People laugh at him. He's not smart. He's not participating on all of these intellectual conversations, and right. And you just keep it to yourself and just leave. That's it. They think that you're full. Very good, but in Shemaim they think very highly of you. That's the opinion that matters. Stop here. Any questions on what we said? Okay, no problem. So we continue. So let's see, where are we? So we are now practical applications. So it's chapter number 5, and our big topic, Melachah that will not benefit a Jew. Okay, so meaning that Melachah does not benefit a Jew, we're not allowed to perform it. Okay, so and the next thing is C, Gentile employees. It is prohibited biblically to cook specially for Gentile employees, such as maid. However, one may serve food that has already been cooked to a Gentile employee. Okay. So how do you understand this? So when they were cooking, so they cook in general, like without precisely calculating. So whatever is left over, so meaning leftover meaning a lot, maybe a lot, right? So the Gentile maid can eat it. I think the explanation would be like in hotels when there is a Jewish cook, right? So all of the assistants are also Jews, let's say, or some of the Jews, and he cooks for other Jews, right? Right. So other people like waiters and some other people can eat. Okay, because they generally cook a lot. Okay. So one more time, it is prohibited biblically to cook specifically for a Gentile employee, such as maid. So, like for example, she likes some specific food. Okay. However, it may be served food that hasn't been cooked to Gentile employee. Right? So that already was cooked. Furthermore, when cooking the Yom Tov meal, one may increase the amount of the food that he cooks, so that he will be able to serve the excess to the employee. Similarly, when heating water for ourselves, one may add water in a kettle for the Gentile employees. The prohibition against increasing the amount on behalf of Gentile does not apply to employees, since an employer does not view his employees as honored guests. Very interesting. We are not concerned that he will come to cook specifically for him or her. So let's do this piece again and we try to understand. So again, this section is Gentile employees. Furthermore, when cooking on Yom Tov meal, one may increase the amount of the food he cooks. So as we said, you're not obligated to count. So even if it's excess, you can use on the next day. There is no problem. So you're not obligated to count, basically. Okay. So that he will be able to serve the excess to the employee. No problem. So don't count. Just cook, and whatever is left over, they can eat. There is no problem. Similarly, when heating the water for oneself, one may add water to the kettle for the Gentile employees. So, okay, water it's not very significant, and it's not like he's doing any extra job, right? That does it by itself. So you said before, if you can do in the same settings, so like there is no problem to add more. The prohibition against increasing the amount on behalf of Gentile employee does not apply to employees. So employee is different, right? So how is that different? Very interesting. Since employer does not view the employee as an honored guest. So for honored guest, meaning that so you would maybe before you invite somebody, you ask what exactly you like, what dishes you like. Do you eat meat or you eat fish, this and that, and okay. So you ask them what they would like, and you try to accommodate them. Or somebody, for example, say, no, we don't eat meat, only chicken. Okay, there is no problem. So you try to cook 2 dishes from chicken. Okay, okay. So but for employees, so then since they're not honored guests, so basically you would give them whatever you're going to eat yourself. So there is no problem. So it's not like this person is going to cook something separate for them, which is good. Okay. One must bear in mind, however, that increasing the amount is permitted only if the extra food can be prepared with the same act that initial amount, as explained in chapter 4. So as we said before, if it's no extra bother, if you do pancakes, yeah, that's extra bother. But if you, like as he said, making a tea, right? You put cold water into the kettle, so that does not matter. Like it's few more seconds, so you put much more water, right? There is a same bother. Okay. Continue. Thus, while it is permitted to add meat to the pot on behalf of a Gentile employee, it is prohibited to cook extra blintzes. So it's like a pancake, since each blintz it's fried separately. So that's already too much. So that's already, you have to wait, you have to turn over. So that takes time. Okay. Continue. But if it's done in the same settings, there is no problem. Part number 3, further exception to rabbinical decree. In a case where one's refusal to prepare food for Gentile may lead to animosity, the rabbis suspended their decree, even though the reason for the prohibition apply. Thus, it is permitted to increase the amount on behalf of Gentile, or to invite Gentile in one's home for a meal, when it's necessary to preclude animosity. The following 2 examples serve as to illustrate this rule. I mean, let us never be in this position when you force, otherwise you create animosity. They can like start riots against the Jews and stuff like that. That's not a situation to be in. Okay, so we're trying to avoid all of this, even the situation that might lead to the situation. Okay. So one more time. In case where one's refusal to prepare food for Gentile may lead to animosity, meaning that they want to be invited for first day of Pesach or something, right? The rabbis suspended their decrees, even though the reason for the prohibition apply. Okay. Thus, it is permitted to increase the amount on behalf of Gentile, or to invite Gentile, right? So you can cook more for them, specifically for them. I mean, but even though it's not necessary, as we said, you just cook in general, right? Or invite Gentile to one's home for a meal. So that's the issue. To invite, that's the issue. Okay. When this is necessary to preclude animosity. So we're going to see, like, especially in olden days, but even today, maybe your boss said, look, I have, I'm visiting like from another city. I heard about you, Mr. Jew, and my family is here. We want to come to you for Shabbos, Shabbos, no problem. For a Pesach, to experience the Pesach. What can we do? Right. The following two examples serve to illustrate this rule. A. If Gentile comes to one's home and asks for a drink or tea or coffee, and one is unable to explain that the laws of Yom Tov prohibit heating water, in this situation, one is permitted to heat water and have a hot drink with a Gentile. Very interesting. Even though he drinks only in Gentile's honor. We resort to this dispensation of increasing the amount. There's heating water for himself, a Gentile, in order to prevent animosity toward the Jews that might result if the Jew would not accommodate the Gentile. Okay, so it's a very interesting example. So let's look at it one more time. So a Gentile comes to a Jewish home and asks for a tea or coffee. Maybe it's winter, it's very cold, right? So of course you're not going to explain. I mean, today we have this water urn, and you can pour as much as you want. They usually put we usually do just in case if somebody decided to drink even 5 cups or something a day is still enough. So we have a big one, and just in case, you never know. Maybe you need hot water for many things. Okay. So it would be no problem, but here is a problem with that person does not have this hot water, and the Gentile comes and he wants to drink coffee. So it's like for him, it's like he's not asking for the whole meal, just a cup of coffee, right? I don't know. Okay, so he asks for a cup of coffee, right? So you are allowed to drink with him, right? Drink with him. So in some sense, so you heat this water for yourself, but a little extra, of course, it is also for him, but it's not only for a Gentile, but for you as well. Okay, so that's the dispensation. Very interesting. So it's like you increase in amount. So in order to prevent animosity toward the Jews that might result if the Jew would not accommodate the Gentile. Okay, no problem. If one has a close, but you see, I think in my mind, some people, some Jews are getting too friendly and with the Gentiles, too close, and then of course these people would not understand why you don't invite them. It's like it's your holidays. I always, Mr. Jew, invite you on our holidays, even it's avodas are always. Absolutely, we are welcoming people. We are the same people, right? And you never invite us on your holidays, But if you keep the distance, that's the best. So you be cordial, say hello, good morning, how are you? Nice dog, nice cat, wherever, and just keep the distance. I'm busy. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. So okay, don't tell them about holidays. Yeah, have to run to the shul. I have to run. My wife, this, that, cat, dog, son, daughter, whatever. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you, and I see you later. Have a nice day. Have a blessed day, whatever. And just keep the distance. The more distance you have, the better is for you. So we all remember. If somebody do not remember, I'm going to remind what's happened to Shalamis. So this woman that got raped in Egypt, right? Why? Why Shalamis? Because she was very friendly, but she chatted with all men. She says shalom, shalom, shalom to everybody, all of the Egyptians. And of course, this Egyptian got into his head, maybe she likes me. And she got raped and got this Mika guy, right? Who later on cursed HaShem. You understand? From her being too friendly with Gentiles. So, okay, we're being good, we're friendly, but keep the distance. The better, the bigger distance is the better. Okay, with all of the respect. Continue. If one has a close friend, so just so no one from my neighbors, no one ever been in my house, nobody ever. I don't need them. Okay. If one has a close family member who has rejected the Torah commandments and the failure to invite the relative for the Yom Tov meal might cause animosity, one is permitted to invite that person. Now, it is prohibited to cook specifically for such a guest on Yom Tov. However, it is permissible to increase the amount in the pot which one cooks in order to accommodate the guest. As mentioned above, cooking an extra item that requires individual efforts is prohibited. So we're going to do this. Okay, actually, let's do this part because the second part has to do with something else. Okay, one more part. So, common example. If one has a close family member who has rejected the Torah commandments. So if he rejected the Torah commandments, so he say, no, can I come to you on Pesach? What to say? It's not so easy. It's on a case by case basis. But basically, like if a person is trying to get closer, and you can like ask the question, trying to get closer. Are you willing to accept Shabbos, this and that? And so, especially if person knows, right? Are you willing to do something? Like if he's or she willing to do teshuva in some like the minimum level of teshuva, so you can invite the person. There is no problem. But if he or she just insists that I have nothing else to do like this evening and I want to come to you, that's the problem. So I would not invite such people. Okay. So don't put yourself in a situation. Be extra friendly, says people. Okay. So if they want to do teshuva, yeah, absolutely. Love them as much as you love I don't know who, but otherwise no. So if one has a close family member who has rejected Torah commandments and the failure to invite a relative on for a Yom Tov meal might cause animosity. Okay, I'm not sure what is the animosity. He speaks at HaShem and now he wants to eat like a chicken and on a Pesach. Like, what is animosity? One is permitted to invite that person. Okay, so technically after the fact, if I don't know what's going on, then maybe your uncle, maybe this, maybe that. Okay, maybe like in my community, like several years ago, somebody called me, one of my guys that I used to learn with, and he said, "We wanna. Can you invite one lady?" So I do like you shopping guests for me. What's going on? No, he said, no, she's depressed, and we try to accommodate. So every Friday night or Shabbos day, she goes to another place. But then, of course, we invited this lady, but she was depressed. But then we found out, so she had arguments with all of her children, and she drives them crazy. And she does not hide it, and now we have to deal with that. You understand? That's also the problem. So that was the first and last time. He called me again. I said, you know what? You want to invite her? You invite her. However, it is permissible to increase the amount in pot which one cooks in order to accommodate the guest. Okay, so again, it's not for him, but in general, you add to the to the pot again. So if it does not require extra efforts. Okay. Continue. As mentioned in the beginning of this chapter, it is permitted to do Melachah in order to prepare food for a Jew who was never afforded the opportunity to be religious. So we had these neighbors. They moved away, but so they said, yeah, we're interested in Judaism, this and that. Okay, so these people, of course, we invite, but others, like, we don't. We don't, period. Okay. When in doubt as to whether the potential Yom Tov guest fits into this category, one should consult competent halachic authority. Right? So basically, like some people have meaning that who never ever was exposed in Judaism. So it's these people is very hard to find, almost impossible. But at least these few couples that we invited, like from our block, but from the shul, we invite many people. But this couple, basically, they said they're interested in this and that. So it's not like when a person on the way of teshuva, yes, you can invite them. But if they're not interested and they insisted to lead their lifestyle wherever they like, and they just want to eat for free in your house, that's people like that we would not invite. Okay. So do your homework. Okay. Any questions on what we said? Yes.
We have a couple questions on the board, but I guess only one of them is
related.
It's related to the topic, yeah.
Go
the other one, I guess we can leave it for the end.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the one that is related to the topic goes, Shalom Kodav. If one is a convert and not inviting the biological parents for Yom Tov could cause animosity, can he invite them over on Yom Tov?
I mean, this animosity, yes, it would be big disrespect. But if they agree to respect all the rules of the house, so even though he's a little son, right, and they've been telling him what to do all his life, but he in his house, in his apartment, he's the boss. So he said, you don't turn off the light. That goes. You understand? If they decided to do whatever the crazy things, turn on television or start playing with the phone during the meal, so don't invite them. So I thank you very much for reminding. So I had this situation, like similar situation, and when I list all of the rules, like for it's normal rules, so the person say, let me get back to you. So a few people like that, they never get back to me. You understand? So maybe if you tell them not to play with the phone, leave the phone in I don't know, whatever, in another place, right? And don't park in front of my house, because other people would think that I invited Jews that actually drive, and if don't smoke, for example, if father or mother smokes, for example. Right? Don't smoke in front of my house. Don't go onto my porch and just start smoking on holidays. So you list them the list of restrictions, or try to invite them to another day. Say no, you know what? Holiday is such a, it starts very late, especially, and it is true. So if you don't go by the leniencies, and you, let's say, sorry, you follow Rabbeinu Tam. So I say, I follow Rabbeinu Tam. I'm starting my holidays at I don't know, wherever you live, almost 9:30 p.m. Right on for Pesach, for sure. Around where I live, 9:30 p.m. So we're going to get done like by 1 a.m. Let's say. So a person say, like a parent say, oh, it's so late, you're not supposed to eat. Okay, look, I'm just telling you my schedule. We're going to read book, and the book has the whole story of Exodus, and nobody's allowed to eat. So you give them the whole program in advance. Like you tell them the truth. Nobody is allowed to eat until some little crackers, we call it matzah, until we finish with the story. Then we eat more, we eat this, we eat that, and then we have dinner. Then we bless God, and then guess what? We bless God again and again and again, and we tell. And okay, so when you give them the whole story, that it's going to be like there are a few times I felt so like uncomfortable. The people ask from my neighborhood asked to come to my house on Pesach because somebody else were in my house several years ago. But this guy did not realize he's like a single guy, and he recommended to that family. And I told the family, look, your children, if you never experience Pesach, it's too much. Better come on Friday night. It's much shorter, but they know we want to show the children. We want to, like, she was more like into it. The guy was not, and they had children, teenagers. So by the time we got to the end of the story, so I let them even read from Haggadah, because they were like bored. They're not used to. They used to watch TV and play games. So this Pesach was disaster. So they were like standing up in the middle of Seder and say, we want to go, we want to leave. It's also craziness. You understand? So it was a few times this kind of disaster. I said, look, you want to go. Like just say Birchas Hamazon on your own. He's the English translation. What I would say, you want to go. We're not going to like shorten because of you. You understand? Because you tell them what how it's going to be, and it's better like not to invite. Like when you scare them enough, so basically they will. Most of the people drop off. That's my tactics. Scaring them enough, you just tell them the truth. I'm not going to minimize anything because of you. So if you want to live up to the level, yes. If not, come on Friday. We can sit for 1.5 hours, and that's it. You can go home, no problem. But not on Pesach. Don't tell me what to do on Pesach. Okay. What else? Any other questions? Okay, no problem. So continue. I'm not sure why he left. This person left. I'm not sure. Okay. So partner number 4, and it says doing melacha for the sake of an animal. Since the rule of Hel Nefesh permits doing melacha only on behalf of Jews, it is prohibited to do any melacha in order to fulfill the need of the animal, bird, or fish. For example, where there is no eruv, it is forbidden to carry food out to the public domain or caramelis for an animal. I'm not sure why would you carry the food. Maybe you have a storage somewhere, like not in your house. Like some people have they live in some communities and they have storages somewhere else. Maybe like this. I don't know. It is likewise forbidden to cut vegetables into very small pieces for animals, as this is violation of Melachah of Tochein, grinding. Preparing food for the pet is permitted only in a manner that does not involve performance of Melachah. When cooking a Yom Tov meal, one is permitted to add an extra measure of food in a pot for the sake of feeding his pet. Let's discuss this in details, because it's not so simple topic, of course. So one more time, doing Melachah for the sake of animal. Since the rule of Hel Nefesh, so Hel Nefesh meaning cooking, doing needs on behalf of Nefesh, so, right? Doing Melacha only on behalf of Jews is prohibited to do any Melacha in order to fulfill needs of the animal, bird or fish. So Melacha, all of these Melachas for in the sense of cooking actually permitted on Yom Tov for Jews. There is no problem. So you can knead the dough and bake your own bread and carry the food from one domain to another. So you want to come to somebody's house, you want to bring bottle of wine, cake, whatever, salad, whatever you bring is good, right? There is no problem. For example, when there is no eruv, it is forbidden to carry food out of the public domain or caramelis. So public domain, we said it's rarely happens, like it's huge in huge cities like New York City or something, like 600,000 people travel in one day. Of course, they're in some other metropolis cities, but very rare. But caramelis is a local street. So, but as we said before, local street, our sages treat it stringently. It's a big rabbinical law, and we treat them as a public domain, even though it's not. But we treat them as semi-public domain, right? So, in all of this, you're not allowed to carry for animals. For your own needs, whatever you need to bring book. You need to bring reading glasses. So that's many people are actually surprised when we tell them you're not allowed to, if there is no eruv, you're not allowed to bring reading glasses to the shul. So like people shocked, what to do? Bring them Friday night before the Shabbos starts, before the Yom Tov starts, right? Yom Tov, there's no problem before the Shabbos starts, right? Because otherwise you're not allowed to bring them. It's carrying 100%. It is likewise forbidden to cut vegetables in very small pieces for animals. So one of the melachah that is forbidden is melachah of grinding, right? And grind is like a classic definition of grinding is reduction, like a big piece into small pieces, right? And I also just say, well, one of the examples is to chop the salad into very small pieces, like Israeli salad, like tiny pieces. So according to all of the opinions, those were smaller pieces, right? So since it is grinding, like grinding, so it is forbidden. Okay, so for us, for Jews, it is not permitted. It is melachah that's forbidden on Shabbos, but permitted on Yom Tov because it's achel nefesh, right? But for animals, you're not allowed to do that as well. Preparing the food for a pet is permitted only in a manner that does not involve performing melacha. So what is the other melacha? Another melacha is kneading. I'm not sure if you need if you do something like this for animals. I'm just saying. So if you have this some kind of powder or something, and you mix it with the water. So whatever was without the liquid, so those would be forbidden to do for animals. For you, no problem. For animals, no. Unless it is very liquidy. When cooking Yom Tov meal, one is permitted to add extra measure of food in a pot for the sake of feeding to his pet. As we learn in the Shulchan Aruch, there is a problem because it is, in some sense, disrespect to food, right? So food is that is feeded to be eaten by a human. You're not allowed to give it to a pet, unless like pet food is going to cost you more or something. So because of monetary reasons, you would be allowed, or it's a big bother for you to cook for animals separately. That would be an excuse, but otherwise it's not proper to eat. Right? So as people ask me, they have these cats, and the cats jump onto the table and start eating from a person's plate. They say, "Is it still food? Is it still kosher?" Okay, I don't know. That's crazy. Cat, like an animal, can eat from your plate. You don't know that what this animal just ate just 15 minutes ago. Okay, and spit into your plate. Okay. So part number 5, summary of the laws. Okay, before we go into summary of the law, any questions? Okay, so we continue with the summary. Doing melacha for the sake of Gentile. It is prohibited to do melacha specifically for the sake of non-Jew, or a Jew who knowingly reject the Torah and commandments. So as we said, this clip that we did, people went crazy. HaShem. So it's a simple halacha. It's like how ignorant you should be. Just ask the source. Actually, we provided the source in a commentary, in a description. Not everybody's so genius they can criticize people, but they are not smart enough to go to Google and see how can I see description to the video, even though we said the source in the description. Very interesting. Okay, so if for a non-Jew, right, so you're not allowed to invite them for a Yom Tov period, and same is this Jew that knowingly reject the Torah command. So what is a knowingly reject? So he's been going to the shul, and then he's going with this girlfriend, that girlfriend, and they're not so Jewish and stuff like that. So I mean, these clowns, and fortunately I know some of them. So you just do not invite them. Okay. Continue. This prohibition applies. So I mean, invite them to Friday. So invite them Friday before, right? So right, if you like, it's another strategy. Just invite the Friday before. Say, please come, this and that. So I wanted to see you. And then he said, I cannot do that. Okay, he cannot do that, and so he cannot invite himself for the next week, basically. Okay. The prohibition applies to both biblical and rabbinical melacha. Okay, that doesn't matter. So we don't do for them anything. Cooking specifically for the sake of Gentile employee is prohibited. So, but if you cook a little extra, and if you cook a little extra, and this Gentile is going to benefit, there is no problem whatsoever. Okay. This when employee, because you don't cook, as we said, the specific dishes for employee, they would eat whatever you cooked for everybody else. Continue. Rabbinic restriction. The rabbis forbade even increasing the amount for the sake of Gentile. So increasing, like if you increase period, it's one thing, but if for the sake of Gentile, that's the problem. So that's why Shulchan Aruch says clearly, don't invite even for the first night. Like for the first night, for sure. Like let's say the holiday starts on I don't know, like Thursday, right? So it's Wednesday night, meaning Saturday and Thursday. For sure, you cook on Tuesday or Wednesday day. For sure, you're not going to cook like when are you going to cook? When it's time to cook. Of course, everything was cooked before, but we say don't do it. Okay, not allowed. Doesn't matter. Okay. The rabbis further forbade invited Gentile for a Yom Tov meal. Okay, so we said that. And these Jews that still decided whether they want to be Jews or not, it's also a problem. Okay, so we don't invite them. Okay, and sometimes what I noticed in my life, like some people need a shock, and you just explain to them the way it is. And that's what I explained to one person. He said, he sent me a text message. What should we do in these times, in a time of war? Is it anything I can do? So I was like so enraged when I saw this message. So of course I did not reply, but I begged this person because of his situation to do this and that, like to start doing something. And he no, I have to do this. I have to make money. I have to support my mother. I have to support this, support that. All of this nonsense is in the world. But Shabbos, not so much. And kashrus only when it's convenient. You understand? So now when the war comes, when people start dying, oh, now this person, he's a big hero, so he wants to help the nation of Israel. So maybe like maybe because of him, I said, look, and so that these people had to die. These poor people had to die for you to start taking HaShem seriously. So maybe they died because of you. I'm not going to, I did not say it, but I'm ready to say it. You understand? So sometimes people need the shock. Right? They say, and I said a few times in my life, so I cannot invite you. Why? Because you're like that, and Shulchan Aruch said not to. Okay, so let them be a little uncomfortable. A little, right? HaShem is very uncomfortable with these people, so let him be or her. So even though like maybe they're not going to change, but at least they're not going to be so excited about these things every day. At least. So continue. Exceptions. If Gentiles enters one's home uninvited, one may serve him a meal, provided that one's entire meal has already been prepared. Okay. One may serve an uninvited Gentile all the foods that he had prepared for himself. If Gentile declines one's offer of a meal, one may not insist to serve him. Okay. So that's it's actually from the last time we learned. Right, so if this Gentile comes and he delivers some, I don't know, whatever this neighbor, he comes to borrow a screwdriver. Of course, I mean, all of my neighbors, they know on Shabbos, we have these garbage cans that we have to put on a curb, right? We have a pickup on Shabbos day. So usually after they pick up the garbage, everybody puts like we have three cans, right? So I'm in my house. I'm responsible for that. Okay, doesn't matter, right? So so there are 3 cans. So we have to put it back. So I do not touch it because they are muktzah until the end of the Shabbos. Okay, no problem. They like if somebody needs to move them in order to work, they can move. There is no problem. Right, but last few times it was Shabbos and Sunday, so I did not touch them because they're muktzah for me until the end of the Sunday, and right. So, but I heard people say when the neighbors say no, it's holidays for them, so they do understand. Understand? So I mean, if they want to understand, if you're very firm is in your beliefs, so they would follow. Okay. These people would not come to me and say, well, why you can't like on the outside. They would not come anyway, but at least they'd understand. Okay, so people came to your house for whatever reason, right? And so you invite them once, they say no. Usually it's proper to invite second time. So, but this time you don't invite second time because it's like you invited them. So first time is out of politeness, but do not insist. If you insist, it's like you now invite them. Before he invited himself, now you invite them. Absolutely forbidden. Point number 2. It is permitted to send cooked food to a home of Gentile. However, one may not cook anything extra for this purpose, even in the same pot. Also, he should not carry the food through the public domain or commons. So maybe, I don't know, maybe there is a Gentile, nice neighbor of yours, and he's sick. A sick old person. There is like his wife died, right? So there is no problem. So it's holiday for you. So you can ask somebody and another person, give them a container, whatever, like disposable something. So please bring to this neighbor. No problem. So because you did not intend to cook for him, but you actually given of your own food. There is no problem giving of your own food. Why? Because later on you can cook for yourself as much as you need to. Okay. So again, there is not allowed to carry for that person in the ceremonies, right? And not all of the eruvim, when people say eruv, actually legal eruv, that acceptable eruv. So, right, in a place where I live, you know who is who, by who is carrying, who is not carrying, unless there is. In some neighborhoods, they did like special neighborhood eruv for a shul and people for that congregation. So it's like local. So that would be like acceptable. But otherwise, to rely on the whole neighborhood eruv, you see who is who. Okay. Continue. It is permitted to increase the amount of food to a pot for the sake of Gentile employees, right? However, the dispensation for this added extra measure does not include items that require individual preparation, such as blintzes. So blintzes, we said, like a pancakes. Okay, so if it's the same amount, and like you keep in mind that you have these employees, these waiters, of course you're not going to like eat and keep them hungry. That's absolutely not appropriate, right? Okay, not appropriate, and that's it. Okay, so you're allowed to increase without extra bother. So if you cook this chicken, so put few extra pieces, there is no problem. Continue. Further exceptions. In situation when one's refusal to serve food or extend an invitation to a Gentile may lead to animosity, it is permitted to add an extra measure in a pot which one cooks for himself and serve to a Gentile or invite him to a Yom Tov meal. So let's do it one more time, and I have actually little addition to our answer. So it says in situation, one's refusal to serve food extended to invitation to a Gentile may lead to animosity, as we said before, maybe these biological parents, right? It is permitted to add extra measure to pot which one cooks for himself and serve it to a Gentile or invite him on Yom Tov. So if you have no choice, as we said, you're allowed to invite them. So just about these biological parents and all of these people that you don't feel uncomfortable not to invite. So actually we published this movie not too long ago, and we discussed this movie. Tell me who your friends are, right? So meaning what? So the idea of the movie, just move away. That's it. So move away from these people, their parents. Even you're forget about biological parents. If you're natural parents, you're a Jew and trying to do the teshuva, and you married, and these people. Some people are very noisy, right? And like parents that they have to They have to watch every step what you do. Your young family. What young family? I'm 35 years old. I'm 27. What young family? Just leave me alone. But mother is going to come and she is going to show your wife how to cook. You do not understand. In my days, and my grandmother, and I would never do this. Stop it. Just pick up your wife. Said, you know what, honey, we're moving. Where? Further away. From your parents, from my parents, there is no discrimination. So if they want to pay top dollars to fly or drive, that's a different story. For example, this rabbi in the shul where I go, he has his children in all of the states, and for this sukkahs people, I do not understand. So I think if I understand correctly, maybe I'm mistaken, but the guy is in Colon, Chicago. So they drove from Chicago to New York. I think that he said 16 hours with 3 little kids. You normal, have these little kids, tiny kids, even if he has minivan, in this cage for 16 hours, just stay home. I don't know, for me, you pay me $1 million, I would not do that. It's such a, I don't know, maybe for $1 million I would do it, but not in the expense of the class, okay, or something. It's crazy. So if you move away, parents not going to drive to you, okay, that's it. So they're not going to take flight, I don't know, $300-400 and plus cab going back and forth, have to rent car, you have to all of these things. So maybe they're going to leave you alone, or come maybe once a year. So that's perfect solution. Just move away. Okay, continue. Doing melacha for animals. It is prohibited to do any melacha specifically for the sake of animal. However, adding an extra measure for the sake of animal is permitted. Okay, so melacha specifically not allowed for animals. Of course, you're obligated to feed your animals, but you're obligated to feed in by not doing melacha. Okay. So in extra measures, it is allowed, but again, we said that food that is fed for human consumption is not proper to give to animals. Or if it's leftovers, you're not going to eat them anyway. That's a different story. Okay, so part number 6, practical applications. A, invited non-Jewish guests. So again, with non-Jewish guests, with all of the guests that you're trying to avoid, just avoid them, keep the distance, and that's it. So just missed a message. Okay, so you see the message from them 1 day before the holiday, 3 days before the holiday, just forget about it and do 2 days later. That's it. So answer, sorry, I missed your call, and that's it. Do not invite them. Don't put yourself in this situation. Invited non-Jewish guests. It is prohibited to invite non-Jewish guests, such a business associate, for a Pesach Seder or any other Yom Tov meal. However, this is permitted if the lack of invitation may cause animosity. Okay, so that's, it's very, very sensitive situation. So they have, business partners or some salespeople. So they trying to build this relationship. The customer would buy from him personally. So he would take them out. Of course, company is going to pay, but sometimes he pays, because he wants this business, and he would get together with the family. So that's, I understand what these people are doing on one hand. On another hand, it's you can't, that all of the parnosa is going to come from them and not from HaShem. That's it. So again, try to keep the distance. So I'm busy, I'm this, I'm that, so sorry. And it's not, okay, we don't listen to the music, we don't do this, we don't do that. It's we have our religious beliefs and whatever we do, so nothing special, Mr. Non-Jew. That's it. B, invited religious relatives. It is permitted to invite a relative who are never religious, who was never religious on Yom Tov meal. However, it is forbidden to invite relative who discarded the religious observation. So again, this person who was never religious and does not know about the religious, hard to find. me personally, I have not. I heard about them. Okay. Nevertheless, this is permitted if the failure to extend the invitation may cause animosity. Okay. So if he rejected Judaism and he wants to lead his own life, or whatever he absorb whatever he wants, so not, right? Absolutely not. If somebody does not know much and he's interested, he wants to get close, as we said, yes, there is no problem, you can invite. So it's this person is considered to be in the first steps of the Shiur. That's a different story. Okay. Continue. C. Maids and cleaning help. It is forbidden to cook or to do any Melachah in preparing food specifically for non-Jewish members of the household staff. However, when cooking the family's Yom Tov meal, it is permitted to the extra measure of food to the pot in order to serve excess to the non-Jewish staff members. Okay, one more person, let's say two people. Like if like in my mind, I'm not a big cook, but in my mind, like if you try to calculate precisely, you still would not be able to. So just add a little more, and it's going to be for them to eat. So don't like embarrass them. Say you have to cook for yourself. Just let them cook. Let them whatever you eat. Cooking items that are made individually, such as blintzes, right? So like you have to fry, or pieces of blintzes. What else? Maybe like fry fish, right? Would be also like you do separate pieces. Such as blintzes on their behalf is prohibited. Okay. Pets. It is forbidden to do any melachah specifically for the sake of the feeding one's pet. Right? Again, you're allowed to prepare food without doing melachah. So without doing melachah, like without warming up some food, I guess. Okay. Okay, so I guess we stop here, and we got up to the next chapter. The next topic is going to be extracting liquids. So, schita, right? It's famous question, how you squeeze a lemon. Can you squeeze a lemon, not squeeze a lemon? Grapes, olives. Okay. Okay, we stop here. Any questions on what we said? Okay, any questions on any topic? Yes, go ahead, please.
There are a few questions that are off topic on the
okay,
chat
go
window.
ahead, yes.
So, okay, the first one goes, Shalom Kovalav. Regarding the eruv of the married women with her hair, and also with the prohibition to sing in public, could this prohibition apply also to speak in public, specifically to ask questions in a Shiur Torah? Thank you very much, Kodo.
That's an amazing question. So, so speaking in public, it's absolutely not. Yeah, I mean it's forbidden for a Jewish woman. So why? Because she starts speaking, all of the attention is going to be to her. Even in a family, like a gathering, so if it's only a close family, there is no problem. But if there are guests, so it would be absolutely, not appropriate for a woman to speak, right? I mean, in front of other gender, in front of the men, basically, So for men, there is no problem. They can speak. For women, to speak publicly, absolutely not. And what else was it? Second part, I apologize. What was the second part?
No, our friend was asking if it was allowed for a woman to speak in public, specifically in a Shiur Torah, for example.
Thank you very much. Okay, so ask the question in Shiur Torah, so it's if possible to do in writing, so it's better to do in writing. So if she's like if she's in the back or something, right? So or behind Mechitza, and she ask a question, and not all of the men are going to turn around and see who who is asking, so that there is no problem. But otherwise, yes, when everybody is going to turn around, that's not appropriate to attract all of the attention.
So what happens if, for example, if there's like a wedding and it's kind of crowded, like there's a lot of people invited, and the mother of the groom wants to, I don't know, share a few words in front of the crowd. Is she allowed to, or that will be in front of them?
Absolutely not allowed. So it's proper for women to sit on one side and have mechitza, that separation, and men sit on the nice side. So she can share whatever words she wants with all of the ladies. So as I said before, we have many halls that men on one level and women on another level, and children just traveling back and forth. You understand? So she can dance with all of the women, and she gives speeches, they give toasts, or whatever they do to this Challah, there is no problem. Bless her, she bless others, there is no problem. Use a microphone and do whatever they need to do, they want to do, but not in front of the men. Absolutely not.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the next question goes, Shalom Kavalav, without an eruv, can one wear contact lenses outdoors on Shabbos if he can function without contact lenses but not see things so clearly? Additionally, can one use contact lens cleaning solution?
Contact lenses, there is no problem because they improve the vision. So same for example with glasses. So there is no difference with glasses. So for example, can I walk without my glasses? Yeah, I can walk. And so sometimes I do walk in the summer just to walk around all of this not properly dressed women. You understand? But for me, it's more comfortable to see everything clear with my glasses. You understand? So it's Shabbos necessity. So it's since a person walks like this always, and it's helps him, so or her, there is no problem. Yeah, contact lenses, there is no problem. The problem is with reading glasses, because you don't need the reading glasses to walk on the street. You need the reading glasses to read from the book. So that's the issue. Another issue is the sunglasses. That's the big issue. So and people take it lightly, which is absolutely wrong. So if it's some people, okay. So what's the problem? So, it was I don't remember what day was it. So I was walking from the shul, and it was raining, like at night, like dark. Of course, we have street lamps, right? It was raining, and the guy was on a scooter with his baby, like on one scooter. I don't know, and he was wearing these sunglasses. Like it's dark, it's raining. The guy in sunglasses, like so this guy is wearing for a style, whatever. So he's such a stylish guy on a scooter. So in this case, it's absolutely forbidden. So, but if you have a medical problem, these eyes, this sun rays can damage your eyesight. Absolutely, you're allowed to wear the glasses. But if it's only for a style, absolutely not. It's forbidden. Why? Because I also just said it's only a matter of time when you take out the glasses because it's too dark. You want to see something clearly, right? And you're going to walk 4 steps, right? Carrying these glasses in your hand, which is absolutely forbidden. But if it's a medical need, so there is a leniency. Okay. So that's and so for many people there is no such a necessity for these sunglasses. Okay. What else?
Our friend said additionally, can one use contact lens
solution?
Solution?
There is no problem. There is no problem because we wash hard surface Of course, it's a little pliable, but it's still considered to be hard surface. There is no problem whatsoever. Yeah. Well,
Thank you, Rabbi.
you're welcome.
So the next question goes, Shalom Kavod Arav. Thank you so much for this Shiur question. I heard there is a prohibition to use non-kosher food for personal benefit. Does this also apply to feeding one's animal? For example, if someone catches a large non-kosher fish, he could save a few days worth of money on pet food if he feeds it to his cat, for example. So would it be allowed?
Yes, yeah. In this case, it would be allowed. So, few things that we are not allowed to eat and not allowed to benefit from. So, for example, chametz on Pesach. So we're not allowed to eat and we're not allowed to benefit from. Right? For example, you have some cookies, or you did not sell whiskey over or beer or something in your house over the Pesach. So you're not allowed to benefit from it. Okay. Or from other people chametz. Okay. So milk and meat, you're not allowed, as we're going to learn tomorrow also. So you're not allowed to cook, you're not allowed to eat, and you're not allowed to benefit from. Meaning, if you by mistake you did mixture, so you're not allowed to give to your to your neighbor or to your animals. So you just have to discard it. But other foods, non-kosher foods, there is no, except maybe wine. Okay, wine is a different category, but all other foods there is no problem. Even though the sages did not recommend for a Jew to go into this business to deal with non-kosher food, but technically there is no prohibition. Why? Because most of the customers, the way I understand, right, would be non-Jews, and there is no problem for a non-Jew, as you said, to eat shark, or for your cat. There is no prohibition whatsoever for your cat to eat shark or whatever fish. There is no problem. So, of course, if majority of these people are going to be Jews, or you're going to sell to a non-Jew, and he said, look, I bought this from Mr. Moshe, so it must be kosher, because Mr. Moshe is a very religious person, so that would be a problem, would not be allowed. But otherwise, to deal, to trade with the non-kosher food, there is no problem, except for these specific exceptions, right? Again, trying to stay away because of the maris ayin, because the people may misinterpret. But otherwise, there is no problem. So that this non-kosher fish, I think it's a perfect example. So it's personal. Whatever you caught, you want to keep for your cat, there is no problem. Just make sure that you have different knives and stuff like that, and you different board to cut this fish. But otherwise, no problem. Okay, what else?
Well, I've always wondered if is it necessary to wash our hands 3 times after touching this non-kosher food, or?
It's not necessary. I mean, you just wash it with. So I mean, if it's dry food, there is no problem whatsoever. So the only issue is a moist food or a fat food. So because it can adhere to your fingers, and you're going to touch something that is kosher, or container or something. But otherwise, no problem.
So meaning, for example, the food that I feed my dogs with is made like 60-70% out of pig, and these things are very greasy. The food is a little greasy. I mean, it's dry food, although it's dry food, it has a lot of fats and oils. So in this case, would it be okay if I wash my hands 3 times?
I would say don't touch it with your hands. Take with some kind of spoon. I have I have the spoon to show you. Just 1 second. 1 second. I have the spoon to show you. Okay. Spoon like this. You understand? So you put it you put it in your dog's plate, and that's it. You don't touch things. You understand? So there are always solutions. Don't handle with your hands. Again, not because it is forbidden, but because maybe it's a little disgusting. Maybe you forget to wash your hands and you lick your fingers. I don't know. Whatever. Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much. I use one of this. It's like a cobbler that I use to scoop it out.
That's it. Scoop out and that's it. Don't touch it with your hands. Yes.
But sometimes, that was kind of my question. Sometimes the tip of my fingers, which I believe is the one that gets all the impurity, touch the food inside the bag, inside the package. So that was kind of my question. Would I still have to? Sometimes, let's say only the times I touch the food with the tip of my fingers accidentally, would I be required to do so?
No, just wash it like physically maybe with a soap, and that's it. That's enough. If you want to wash it 3 times, there is nobody stopping you. There is no blessing. There is if you feel the need, if you feel like physical impurity. So some things like you feel, I feel like filthy, like from just reading somebody or from hearing what somebody said. Like I feel like I need to take a shower. So in this case, you want to go like to wash your hands just to alleviate this feeling. Yes, but is it necessary? Absolutely not. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
There's another question on the...
Even though in some sense these animals, that's forbidden animals, when they kill, they convey some kind of impurity. I'm just thinking about it. So I would say so just in case, wash 3 times. Yes, just in case. But even 1 time is enough. Okay. Well.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, the next question goes. Thank you for the answers. So after baking chalot and freezing them, they become hard and dry. I wonder if Kavod Rav could teach us how to better preserve these chalot.
Hard and dry. So, but you can warm them up. So that's the thing. I'm not sure like what my wife does. I can ask her. But I think she would put in the oven like for I don't know, maybe half an hour or something. So and becomes like fresh and dry, like a brand new. And then she would leave like before Shabbos. She would turn off the oven. So basically, it's still hot. I mean, not hot but warm for a long time if you don't open. And then when we're ready, so when I come home from shul, so she opens the oven. There's no problem; it's off. So she takes the challah and it's nice and warm, like it was baked just from today. That's it. Yes, I mean some people warm up on a warming tray, or but like it just dries them up. So, but in the oven it's the best.
Thank you, Rabbi. So even after like putting it in the oven straight out of they're being taken straight out of the freezer?
No, you defreeze them for whatever it takes. I don't know, 5-6 hours, whatever it takes, depends. Experiment. Don't experiment on Friday. So I always tell people they say you're so smart. I'm not so smart. Like whatever you need for Shabbos, don't start the experiment on Friday. Do it on Sunday. The first opportunity with your timers. So I actually mess up with this time. One of the timers. Yeah, you understand? It's a new timer, and instead of AM, I put PM, and guess what? We needed AM. So, even though I checked, but I don't know, maybe too much was on my mind, but I missed it. And I set up many times in my life, and I'm always always tested, right? Of course, it's from the store, it should work, but we test from 3 minutes from now, turn on, turn off, right? So I mean, program then later on that you can erase it, but do it on Sunday, do it on Monday, don't do it on Friday when it's hectic. You understand? So same with all other things. So try to unfreeze this Challah on Sunday and see how long it takes. So or Monday, Tuesday, whatever you're going to eat, it's a bread. Eat this bread and then put it in the stove and see how long it's going to take to warm it up and how long it's going to stay warm. So of course, all stoves are different. Depends how old is it, how bad it is. What are the sealant around it, so how good is it keeping the temperature inside. So all these things have to be like it's not possible just to say precisely. So just experiment, you know what to do. So on Shabbos it's going to be perfect. Okay, what else?
Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
So let me see if it's someone just. No, I guess someone wrote. Okay, so one of our friends is responding to another one of our friends in the. I'll see. One of our friends says that I know my mom would put a small open container filled with water to keep moisture in the oven. It's a good idea, actually.
Okay.
So I have a question in regards to miracles. So let's say if the person finds himself in a dire situation where he can only be saved by a miracle, but yet he sees that even in the worst case scenario, he may be capable of withstanding the situation without the miracle. For example, let's say the IRS is holding a case against him and they're looking forward to cleaning him out. And the person says, okay, I might lose everything, my house, my cars, everything, but still I think I can withstand this without a miracle. So would it be okay if the person does not pray for a miracle in order to not to have it, so that miracle is not taken out of his merits? Because when a person gets a miracle, I believe it's taken out of the merits of the person from Olam Haba. So if the person can withstand it, would it be okay if he doesn't pray for a miracle to happen?
I would say we don't pray for miracles. We pray to HaShem to help us in every situation. And of course, if you do teshuva, so the best way to do teshuva, so if there's IRS or somebody is after you, meaning that most likely that you are guilty in some sense. Okay, maybe not in everything that they're accusing you, but they're not so guiltless. So if you do teshuva, right, and you pray to HaShem, so in merits of this teshuva, so it's not like free gift, it's actually, right, so in the merits of this teshuva, he might save you, in this case, right, so try to accept something on yourself, try to promise tzedakah, accept some, as we said, some more mitzvahs, and of course, do teshuva. So all of these three things, tefillah, remember we learned in our tzedakah class, tefillah, teshuva, tzedakah, avert the bad decrease. So if it averts the bad decrease in Shemaim, of course it can avert the bad decrease here in this world. And that's what we do. That's proper Jewish way to do this. Not ask for a miracle. So miracles, all the people who ask for a miracle, so they do not care. They're right, they're wrong. They do not care about teshuva. They do not care that their Father in heaven is actually very upset with them not to listen to Him. You understand? They just want to be acquitted from the situation, so it's not proper. Okay. You're welcome.
So I have this question about Melachah Shabbat in regards to burglar alarms.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading the Shabbos Chomda, volume 2, and in a part where he said that if the person forgets to deactivate the system of the burglar alarms on Shabbos, he may rely on this opinion that he can tell a person or a child that doesn't know what the whole deal is about, but then in order to open the door, because otherwise he's going to be locked up in his house until Shabbos ends. But there's this part that says that alternatively, one may instruct a non-Jew to open the door. Okay, that's fine. But then it says, if one cannot employ either of these suggestions, neither the non-Jew or the child, in case of great need, one may take an adult who is not aware that he is causing the lights to flash and instruct him to open the door. So I was wondering, like, if Kodarak could explain a little bit more on this, because this would be like Mamash telling someone to do a Melachah for us without telling me what the whole deal's about. Like, it seems a little, I don't know, a little weird, perhaps. So I was wondering if Kodarak could clear this out.
Okay, it's a very good question. So let's first. Okay, so let's bring everybody up to speed with what we're talking about. So there is some people, fancy schmancy people, have this burglar alarm, and I saw like a few times, like in the schools or something. But they are very expensive to maintain. This. So it's like this panel, right, with many like flickering lights. So because they have alarm on the window, on the door, these doors. So people have many rooms, many windows. So all of them is under alarm. So basically, if somebody like try to like intrude, like go into your house, like a thief, open the window in the back room in the second bedroom or something. So it's the light is going to show. I'm not sure it's going to send the message to police or stuff like that. So basically, but when you open the door, when you want to get it into the house, so it's proper, of course, disable it before you come, like before Shabbos, right? But if somebody forgot, so when he opens the door, comes in, so there is more, there is lights start flickering, this and that. So basically, you cause this light to go on, to go off, whatever the case is. So that's the thing. So and a person forgot. So what he should do? So the first solution, as we just mentioned, ask a non-Jew. So it's not forbidden for him, and it's not this LED lights. You usually, like even in olden days, it's not usually lights. It's LED, so it's not real fire, and it was done indirectly. It's not like he flip off the switch. He did actually enter the door, into the door. It's like very indirect, and he did not mean to do that. And plus a child, he's not responsible. So the second solution is a child not responsible for the mitzvahs. He did it unintentionally. Okay, that's and plus we need to go into the house. Otherwise, what are you going to stay outside? So, and the third case is it's very like the problematic case. Is ask another Jew who is not aware of situation. So basically, if you do something unintentionally, so there is and plus unintentionally and indirectly, so it's totally different. And plus, it's not exactly biblical Melachah, so it's rabbinical upon rabbinical, and that's why it would be allowed. You understand? So you did not intend to do this. You just want to enter into the door. You did not want to this lights to flicker. Even yourself, right? But so of course you, in some sense, you put in a stumbling block in front of the blind, but this blind would never find out unless you let it tell him. And in some cases, I think, like if this is person who just in the beginning of his Teshuvah journey, and he learning, and one day he's going to come up to this halacha, and he would be very upset with you, right? I mean, not everybody would remember, but person said, like, look, he asked me to open the door, and he did not want to open the door himself. Why is that? So one time, this guy is going to come to you and ask you this question, or a lady, and you would have to explain. So in a very uncomfortable situation. Understand? So after the fact, so since he would it's all of this rabbinical prohibition, it would be allowed to ask another Jew. But don't do it. So if people not careful with these things, why? Because they don't treat them seriously. So I have one person in one of the classes. So he's in sales people, and he sells some software that has to do with for the lawyers, to keep tracks. I don't know. He explained to me, it's a very complicated software, and it goes to Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. He finds it's very complicated. So why is it complicated? Why this lawyer's software is not complicated? Right, or complicated, but he could afford it. He spent I don't know how many hours, how many notebooks he wrote, to talk to all the developers, to other salespeople, how to sell it, how it works, trying out, himself, because he found it very because his life depends on the software. But Kitzur Shulchan Aruch or other halacha, it's not so much relevant. Understand? That's the problem with our attitude. So if that person with the house alarm, he has 3 reminders on his phone, 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 3 a.m., on Friday, that to disable the house alarm, he would do that. You understand? So, but if he's not treated separately, seriously, he would not do that. It's very simple. So people, for example, I have a busy schedule in my life. I have many alarms. So I have alarm sounding 20 minutes before, right? So 20 minutes before, I know that there is this activity coming. Then 10 minutes before, I know I have 10 minutes to start on time. So that's, for me, it's normal not to have this alarm, not to have this reminder. It would, in my opinion, it's very childish. So to say, no, I apologize, I forgot. How could you forget? So if you would treat it as job, you would never ever forget. When the last time you were late for a boss meeting with your boss? Never. You came 45 minutes in advance, and boss was late for 2 hours. Guess what? But you were patiently waiting. Why? Because you thought it's important. So same is here. Okay. What else?
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So we try to keep take all of the mitzvahs more seriously, and it's most of the issue is going to resolve by itself. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yes, you're welcome. Go ahead.
So the next question, I can relate to this question that I'm about to read a lot too. Baruch HaShem. So our friend says, Shalom Kavod Rav, Baruch HaShem. Thank you very much for the answers. My question, how can a person read the mezuzah of the front door of his apartment when he returns from taking out the garbage bag? And there's another additional question, but
how can a person do what? Read the mezuzah? Touch the mezuzah?
Yeah, kiss the mezuzah without.
Kiss mezuzah, yeah. So, but the garbage bag, they're clean, no? I mean, it's plastic, it's all clean. So I'm not sure what is the issue. You don't touch the garbage inside of the bag. So you tie your bag and you go to throw the garbage. So your hands are clean. There's no problem. Plus you don't touch the cloth. You touch the case. And some people do not touch. So how you kiss? No, nobody kisses mezuzah. Go to the doorpost. So how you touch mezuzah and kiss your fingers. Some people cannot. It's unbelievable. Adults, right? Kids understand, but some adults do not cannot remember this sequence and do the opposite. They kiss the hands and touch the mezuzah. It's and same with Sefer Torah. Some, even though they say everybody like kissing opposite, you touch with it's not proper touch with your tzitzis, right? Only with your hands, with the tzitzis. You kiss the tzitzis. That's it. Women should not touch it, of course. A man we can touch with the cedar, touch with a closed cedar with a book and kiss the side of the cedar. There is no problem. So there's no problem whatsoever with this mezuzah. But go ahead, please.
Okay. No, we're just gonna add that if let's say we have some neighbors that are not so careful when throwing with the garbage, and we have to touch the lid of the dumpster of these things, and somehow in the process of getting rid of the garbage bag, we get some garbage, you know, like in our fingers. Well, what should we do then?
So you, I mean, don't touch it. Some like many times I tell the shoes, I don't touch the mezuzah. Just like hands bring very close and I kiss the hand. That's it. So, but I acknowledge very much there is a mezuzah. So especially in the public places, in the shul, for example, everybody would touch and kiss. You're going to get all of the bacteria from all of the people. Not a good idea. Okay, so we have to be careful. It's only custom to kiss mezuzah. It's actually started from uncles Hager, right? But there's no such like law that you have to kiss them. It's the law that you have to put up the mezuzah. That's the law. But to kiss it, it should serve as a reminder. Okay. What else?
You know, in regards to this very same question, another problem, another issue that I find myself involved with, and is when I just about to go out with my dogs, and I put them on a leash before leaving, I have to touch them. It's almost like inevitable.
Yeah. Okay.
So then, what can I do then in order to?
You can even just look at the mezuzah. That's good enough. Just look at it. Just contemplate.
Thank you very much, Robert.
You're welcome.
So the second question from our friend is, and the second question will be, please, does frozen French fries need kosher certificate?
Of course it needs kosher certificate because you don't know what else did they add there. I think I heard from Rabbi Rufinschlitter in the French fries from McDonald's they have 145 ingredients. You understand? Just in all of the oils, all the spices, this and that, in order to be the tastiest French fries, whatever that everybody craved, they had to add all the ingredients. So some of them, I guess, not kosher. So of course, this frozen, it's not just potatoes. First of all, they have to put some preservatives. So you don't know what preservatives. Maybe the pig fat. I don't know. So to make it tasty, that they put some things. Yeah. So absolutely not. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi. And I believe Robert Schlitter also mentioned that some manufacturers will use the rectum of the raccoons, something like that, to give taste to.
Yeah.
That's very, very nasty. So, okay, the next question. Okay, next question goes. Question couple up. Is this rationale about getting someone else to open the door with Daniel's question, the same one Rob Yitzhak Silver Satzal used for when he was in prison during Pesach, cooking a big pot of potatoes for everyone while they were all suffering extremely to not eat any chametz. When one of the prisoners spoiled the pot with chametz, he decided not to tell anyone and not eat by himself, rather than have them lose strength, since there was nothing else to eat for days.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. That's it? That's the end of the thing?
Yeah. This is...
So, basically, okay, so yeah, you can be stringent for yourself, and the Torah was given, as HaShem said, to live by it. And now say just add to live by it, but not to die by it. So if the only food is available is a chometz, and even though this food is not chometz, but a mixture, but it's separate prohibition actually against a mixture of chometz and other foods, like the beer, vodka, or some other things, right? That you have a minimal amount of chometz, so it's still forbidden. Right, so I don't remember what kind of chometz were added. Somebody put a bread, I don't know, maybe knife that I don't remember exactly the details what kind of chometz was it, but he can be stringent with himself. But other people, since they tried very hard and there is no other food to eat, so it's better, of course, on the judgment side, to eat chometz, mamash, like piece of bread, or you eat mixture that is like only mixture, right? That there is no pure chometz, only dissolved chometz, right? And many in minute amounts. So of course, it's better for them to eat these potatoes, of course. Because if you tell them this potato is chometz, so they say we can eat bread as well. So it's more filling that potato. You understand? That's the issue.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the next question. Thank you for the answers. Additional question regarding modesty for women speaking in public.
Mm-hmm.
Can women speak about work in company within a group of both genders? Sometimes in work or in school, it's required to do presentations. Are those allowed?
I mean, at work, she has no choice. So basically, if the problem only be with Jewish men, if she's talking about in front of the Jewish men. Non-Jewish men, of course, it's proper to minimize as much as possible, but technically after the fact, so we would allow her, yes. Because it's not optional. If it's optional, if it's possible to avoid it at all costs. But if it's not possible, so this person, she's a leader of the group, she has to do a presentation, of course, she does a presentation in the short and modest way, and that's it.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, I have a question about using elevators on Shabbos.
Mm-hmm.
From the same book, I read that there's some opinion that says that if the person hops in an elevator on Shabbos and the one that activates it is a non-Jew, then there's some leniency that he can use the elevator. But then the commentary is in Hebrew, and I didn't understand what it said. So is this bound to certain conditions, certain scenario where the person, let's say, has some is disabled in certain ways, or is this does this apply to pretty much anyone? Like you said, everyone allowed it as long as the one that activates it is a non-Jew. Okay,
so for elevators on Shabbos. So first of all, there is such a thing as Shabbos elevator. And I think we discussed it before, but maybe not in all the details. So Shabbos elevator is, it opens the door by itself, and it's going to travel. Some of them, I said in different hotels, that some will travel from the top until the bottom. Let's say there are 18 stories in a hotel. It's going to 18 stories. 17, 16, this. It takes very long time, but if you don't want to walk, that's the solution. So basically, it's going to close the door when decide to. There is no sensor. So this sensor that sees when people come and go in, is disabled. So it's going to give you enough time. Like, I don't know, it's very annoying. Maybe 30 seconds, 40 seconds. So it's very, very long time, looks like. For people to get off, get in, and it's going to travel, stop on every floor. So that's Shabbos elevator. According to most of the opinion, there is no problem. Some people say it's better when it's done in random. So I mean, it's not programmed. It's like random, meaning it's on the first floor. It's going to the third, then 17, then 15, then 9, then second floor. So all of these combinations. Of course, it's very annoying, but whatever you want to do, right? And then there is opinion that if you just, for example, you waited by the elevator and somebody not Jew press the button and he's asking what floor what floor, so both of you coming into elevator and say what floor, same as you. Okay, seventh, yeah, seventh. So you come out with him on 7 and you can walk on your 9th floor by the stairs. There is no problem. Right, so basically you did not tell him what to do, right? Because he would do it. He would press 7 by himself, or you live on the 3rd floor, so you can walk down, whatever situation is, right? Or they say if you ask a non-Jew to press the button, so that's another, and it's a little bigger issue, or much bigger issue, because you ask a non-Jew whatever is not allowed for you, you will ask him to do for you, which is a problem. And of course, because of you, the more energy is going to be spent. This motor is going to work more, right? But according to most religious opinions, so we don't use the elevators, period, unless it's Shabbos elevator. But according to the linear opinion, I think Rav Avadi also had this opinion. So he said this motor is so strong, so powerful, not strong, but powerful. They do not care. It's one person, 17 people. Okay, basically, so it's basically irrelevant. Even if you're second person, or the 10 people and 10 Jews and 1 non-Jew. Okay, so there is such a linear opinion. Of course, if somebody is disabled and he needs to go outside to have a fresh air because in apartment it's not good for him, right? He's getting depressed. That's a different story. We would be allowed to use such leniency, but otherwise, on an everyday basis, I would not do that. Right. So most stricter opinion, don't use the Shabbos, don't use elevators on Shabbos. So that's why, for example, on the Lower East Side, when Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, that's how he used to live. So all of the Jewish floors up to the 4th floor, 3 floors, Jewish floor. So, but it's very, very interesting. I went there for Shabbaton once. So these people stood they live on the 3rd floor, but it's high riser. I don't know, maybe 20 floors. So, and it's overlooked the Hudson River. So it's an unbelievable view. So all of the non-Jews, they prefer to live on top. So it's a shame to live in such a building with all of the beautiful views and have a view from a 2nd floor or 3rd floor nothing, or 1st floor. What are you going to see from your window? Dumpster or something okay, cars, right? So there is no view. So, and it's actually perfect for Jews. They occupy in all of the buildings first 3 floors because, of course, with kids, it's not such easy to carry them, the carriages, stuff like that, or just walk with them. But all non-Jews live on top, so they avoid using elevators completely. Okay, except I guess maybe if it's somebody disabled in a wheelchair, and there is a home attendant that also wants to have a fresh air, and they take this disabled person outside, that would be a different story. But otherwise, we try not to do that. Even there is such a leniency, don't rely on that. You're welcome.
So there's another question that I think I missed. I'm sorry about that. Our friend says, Shalom Kabbalah, should I understand correctly that as it's forbidden for a Jewish woman to speak in public, she shouldn't teach online even if her voice isn't heard? Because any man could hear her voice. Thank you very much, Kabbalah. And the second part of the question would be if making questions on Shiurim online could be also forbidden. Thank you very much.
So when somebody cannot put a voice to the picture, to the image, there is no problem, especially since there is such a leniency. Of course, we don't rely on this, but just so we know all of the opinions, there is such a leniency with a woman singing. So it says this leniency says if you do not know how she looks, so you are allowed to hear her singing. Of course, we don't, but since we respect that opinion. So if it's only voice, there is no problem. So for singing, some say there is no problem. So needless to say, for just asking the question. So if she's teaching little kids, there is no problem. But teaching adults and these rabbits, and I mean she can have like Zoom or whatever Skype meeting with other ladies. There is no problem. But the problem is recording, because guess what? One time your husband would like to see who else was in the class, and he want to see the recording of all of the other women. You understand? That's the problem.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So as far as, let's say, our Shiurim with Kabbalah, would it be okay if women would ask questions like with
Yes.
their own voice?
Yeah, because we don't know how they look. I never saw anybody, so Baruch Hashem. So I never saw how many most of my students look. Do I care? I do not care. I mean, it's not about looks, as we said about the Shidduchim. We're talking about person. We're talking about his soul. He's dedicated to HaShem, even if person a hatchback. So, like, unless he asks me, like, if there is a leniency for a hatchback, yeah, I would try to look up the leniency. But otherwise, like, does not make any difference. The same laws apply to all of the people. So some people have this series of classes, welcome to Judaism. So they say, no, it's for a convert. So it's for a convert and for Baal Teshuvah, people who do not know what Judaism is about. What is the difference? It's exactly the same material, exactly the same. You understand? So that's the thing. Okay, go ahead. What else? So meaning what? So we don't need to see don't put your picture, don't upload your picture on your profile or something. So we don't care how you look. We don't care. We only care about learning material and try to advance. That's only our common goal. Okay, what else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the next question goes, Shalom Kodarav, if a woman is working remotely and the meeting is conducted through Zoom, is she allowed to have a profile picture for the company?
Okay, so that's very interesting thing. In my company where I used to work, so it's sometimes they would force people, and at one point they forced people. They hire a professional photographer, and he made the pictures, and everybody would put the picture. But then later on, so somebody lost their picture, this and that. Some people would complain, and then just stop bothering them. So just same as here. You understand? So you can do some other pictures. So if they ask you, no, we need to see you. So do some, I don't know, some very vague picture or something. And then later on you can remove it. Works many times. with me. So I don't need anybody to see how I look and stuff like that. So I mean, to keep people like more professional, not to look at everybody's picture. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I have a question in regards
Okay.
to today's topic on the Halachot of Yom Tov.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when, let's say, a couple, they're married, and one of them is religious and the other one is not? I mean, one of them is in an advanced stage of his tshuva process, and the other one simply doesn't care about anything. And this person, of course, the one that is doing tshuva, wants to observe and wants to celebrate Yom Tov, but considering his couple, his partner doesn't want to know anything about Torah. I mean, he wouldn't be allowed to cook anything for his partner or whatever. So what should this person do? Should he go and celebrate Yom Tov somewhere else, or?
No, that's not. You're asking very hard questions. So I mean, it's individual approach. So basically, a person has to try as much as he can or she can, and see if these relations are going anywhere. So, but if you have even this thought that I have to go to spend the Yom Tov somewhere else, and that person, my partner, my wife, is going to do whatever she likes to do, to watch TV. So, what kind of family is it? So, for me, it's the most important time of the year, like this Pesach or this Sukkot, and for her, it's like another Saturday and Sunday. So you understand. So we try to bring them close as much as we can. But when we see that it's not working out, so we have to decide how we want to live our life. Sometimes people are so stubborn; they don't want to change, they don't want to grow. So maybe it's time to separate. Because anyway, the person who learns, like he or she is going to advance in holiness, and this desecration, like somebody spitting in HaShem's face, and I always say that this expression, you spit in HaShem's face, and say, no, it's not like that, I don't mean it. I said, yeah, you mean whatever you want, but that's how it is. HaShem tells you what to do, and you spit in his face, you say it does not apply to me. He said that my Torah was given for all of the generations. You said, yes, for all of the generation besides me, because I'm a special person with special circumstances. So it's spit in Hashem's face. So, and the more the second partner advances, so it's only a matter of time where he or she is going to see that they cannot stand that person any longer. So because why? Because these people are being very animalistic. They don't want to do all of these things, spiritual things, because of the physical desires, whatever desire is. I if you ask me, I don't know what is a desire is, except for arrogance. There is the best food that you cook is going to go for Yom Tov. The best meals, the best clothing, like everything for Yom Tov, right? What could be better? Your family comes together, you going to them, whatever. Have your friends over, whatever you do, you sing songs, you enjoy, you tell, you're being spiritual, you have this extra neshama, you'll be very spiritual. So it's right. So it's only a matter of time until it's going to blow up in somebody's face. So if you see it's not going anywhere, so it's, what can you do? It's time to split. Okay, but of course you don't dump a person. You're trying to work on it as much as you can. But some cases, as I said, there is except arrogance, except being stubborn. There is nothing else in there. Like you're staying at home, or you're going to show what is you're reading some holy words, you pray to HaShem, to Creator of the world. You eat, you sleep. I don't know what is so disgusting. What is so hard to you? Just turn off your phone completely for holidays, for 2 days, complete days, or 48 hours, for 50 hours, whatever, till the Yom Tov. So it's for 50 hours. So no, You do not care who ping you, who send you email, text message. Okay, well, what could be better to be such an independent person, right? Okay, so what else?
Rabbi.
You're welcome.
We have another question on the chat window. Says, thank you for answering. Kabbalah. Additionally, is it permitted to put one's profile picture on LinkedIn?
No, I mean, what is the difference? I mean, they see your what is it? You see your qualifications. So why should they see your picture? Right? If they want you to invite you to jump into it, that is a different story. Of course, you go there, or they want to conduct interview over the internet, like some company do today, to save time, to have energy, to save everything. There is no problem. Of course, you turn on your camera, you talk to them. There is no problem whatsoever. But the picture and the profile, there is no there's no need for everybody to look at your picture. They should hire you based on your qualifications, not based on your look. Unless it's like a Hollywood company or something. Yes. What else?
Thank you very much, Robert.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't see more questions on the board. Yeah, there's no more of them.
Okay,
Our friend says, thank you very much for the answers.
You're welcome.
HaShem.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Robert.
Okay. Beautiful. No more questions. All right. Thank you very much for everybody for learning with us. So please join us tomorrow. We're going to continue with kosher kitchen class. All right. Thank you and good night. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you.